folks. It's Friday, August 4th, 2023. Coming up on the program today, showing up to your job interview in blackface is a bold employment strategy. Plus, Daniel Larson's various butthole confessions to the FBI. Our favorite white nationalist is not a fan of age consent. And another vegan drops dead due to malnutrition.
Your mama. Orangutan boob. Vagina cancer. Video lube. Vagina cancer. Boy Scout troop. Vagina cancer.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
Crystal meth loosens up your butthole.
I just want to say, how dare you?
Welcome to 1-800-ASSHOLE.
I want to come while I eat your smelly, hairy, wet pussy.
Yes, Tim Henson back here with you one more time as we end the week with the Friday show. Got a great one for you today. I know everyone is on the edge of their seats. They can't wait to hear the exciting conclusion to my tooth saga. Just to recap, I got corn on the cob stuck in my teeth. I jabbed at it too hard with some plastic toothpicks, and I scooped out a chunk of tooth right at the base of my gums. This little chunklet of tooth came out in my hands, and now I can't stop playing with that area with my tongue. And I'm pretty sure I'm deteriorating my tooth by licking it so hard. Anyway, I made an appointment with the dentist. I had my appointment today. Now, Sideshow members may recall a voicemail that was left by TV listener Bag of Cum.
Hey, Boo. Bag of Cum here, long-time caller, first-time listener. Just let you know that there's absolutely no way that was a chunk of tooth that you fished out of your teeth.
I'm sorry, what did you just say? The fucking thing. It was tooth.
That was a chunk of tooth that you fished out of your teeth.
This moron calling into the voicemail line, acting like I don't know what a tooth is. I don't know if it's because I act stupid on the show, but I get so many know-it-alls calling into the voicemail line. Any chance to prove me wrong. You know, I'll be like, this story comes from the small island of Malta. And then a day later, I'll get a voicemail. Actually, Tim, Malta is an archipelago. That's a group of small islands, not one. You brain-dead dullard. I'm like, whoa, take it down a notch.
That was a chunk of calcified plaque, which is white, very hard, and seemingly very similar to, tooth material.
Well, just so you know, FYI, for your information, per our conversation, take heed, ipso facto, lorem ipsum dulcet met, please see attached. I went and I saw my dentist today, and you know what she found out? Do you? I'll tell you. It was not plaque, like you so stridently declared. It's an archipelago. No, it was plaque. And I'm hoping no one realizes that that's exactly what the stupid caller said it was. Yes, even though I was adamant that it was tooth, Bag of Cum called it, it's plaque. All right, you've won this round, Bag of Cum. You don't know how much I hate the fact that someone by the name of Bag of Cum was right and correctly diagnosed what was going on. Yeah, it's just plaque building up near my gum lines or something, and I dislodged it with my toothpick, and that's pretty much it. I guess that all just served as a nice reminder that it was time to get my teeth cleaned. Never experienced something like that before. Chipping away tooth-like plaque. Hey, at least my teeth are not crumbling. I guess that means I'm smoking just the right amount of meth. I'm really threading that needle nicely. I'm not smoking enough to make my teeth fall out of my head, yet I am smoking enough to hallucinate and strip naked, walking down my street screaming, "I'm the vampire queen! Let me suck someone! Mama needs her crimson juice!" Stuff like that. It's the meth Goldilocks would smoke. Just right. Okay, enough of me and my issues. I have got a bunch of great audio to share with you today. Now, on yesterday's podcast, we featured a woman in blackface shopping at Target. I like how Target has carved a niche out for itself in the department store public freakout space. Used to be dominated by Walmart, which is still your go-to store when you're looking for bare-knuckle brawls. But if you just want to see people destroying displays, screaming about grown men using the women's restroom and anti-LGBT tirades, you're going to want to head to Target. The anti-woke crowd seems to be fixated on them recently. So yes, I played this clip yesterday.
You're a horrible person. You're a horrible person.
You're literally doing blackface.
Yeah. Thank me later.
In the middle of the store.
Lester Holt did whiteface. Nobody said shit. Where's your pride section? I need to know.
I've got shelves to set on fire. Like, if you saw this woman in Target wearing blackface screaming, "Where's the pride section?" would you tell her? No. You know she's up to no good. It's not like she's shopping for a cute crop top with the word ally written in rainbow colors. Also, I love that she's 2 months late for the pride display. She's just getting the message now that there was some gay merchandise. She doesn't so much jump into action as she does slowly turns and looks at you like a sloth. You know those cute things that are like always hugging trees and they just they slowly turn their head and look at you? That's where she's at. What? They're selling gay stuff to children? Must jump into action. Lady, by now, the section that was once Pride summerwear has been replaced with pumpkin spice candles and autumn leaf wreaths. You're basically like a season and a half too late.
Where's your pride section? I need to know.
We're past.
Oh, I thought they were celebrating this and they took our flag forever. No, I was wrong. My bad.
And then she storms off. And what's funny about that is she's so close to getting it. I thought they were taking our American flag from us forever. No, okay. Like, exactly. No one's taking your flag from you. Well, the reason why I bring her up again today is because I've got new information, new videos, new trespassing information. It's a whole thing with this broad. First up, the internet sleuths have done their thing. They found her Facebook profile. Urcelia Campbell is the woman who sauntered into the Target with like Nutella slathered on her face or something. I will say this. Now, I'm not usually one to defend people in blackface, but I've seen some really bad blackface in my day. Sometimes people just slather on literally like charcoal. It's like their face is black. It's dark as night. And that's not what black skin looks like typically, right? This woman at least chose a brown. It's like in the realm of possibilities for skin tones. So there, I said something nice about this lady. I'm always looking for the good in people, you know me. The next video I have is of the Target parking lot. I guess this is right after the woman stormed out of Target. People there also did not take kindly to this woman's blackface. There's a lot going on here.
Thank me later, bitch. Thank me later, bitch.
The woman screaming, "Thank me later, bitch," is our protagonist in blackface here. She's parked in a handicapped parking spot. And while she most definitely has some mental issues, I do not see a placard in her car. I do see a Trump bumper sticker. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. I'll let you be the judge. Okay. Now that screeching person is someone who is offended by the blackface. Let me just start from the beginning and I'll just play the whole thing through.
Thank me later, bitch. Thank me later, bitch. You don't know me. You don't know me.
Kill people like you. You're okay. It's okay. It's not worth it.
It's like utter anarchy. There's people crying and screaming, other people trying to comfort those who are screaming, saying it's not worth it, don't fight with her. Blackface lady thinks she's on Jerry Springer. You don't know me. You don't know me. It's like, we know all we need to know about you. You're in blackface. You were looking to ransack the Pride section at Target. And let's be honest, that bumper sticker of yours is providing some context as well. Next up, enter the United States Postal Service. We weren't expecting them in this story, right? Well, apparently, Ursilia here has been stalking the post office, because of course, why not, right? I guess she used to be an employee. According to a situational awareness bulletin dated August 1st, 2023, my birthday, prior employee Ursilia Campbell is trespassing on U.S. postal property. If you see this individual on postal property, call 911, then contact the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. According to one source, she was threatening to blow up the postal office. That would explain why the post office wants you to call 911 if you see this lady. Here is one more video of her, this time at Starbucks, addressing her Facebook fam. Oh, by the way, she is in blackface at Starbucks as well. I can't believe they served her.
Hey, Facebook. I'm looking for a job today.
Look, I'm not some old fuddy-duddy. I know, despite the fact I use terms like fuddy-duddy, I know we're no longer in the times where people dress up in suits for job interviews and stuff. At least try to look presentable, though. This woman left the house, first of all, in blackface, thinking that's business professional. But aside from that, she's wearing a Mickey and Pluto Disney t-shirt with, of course, the 2 Trump stickers over her tits and a rat's nest of hair. Run a comb through that shit. What's that old saying? Dress for the job you want, not the mental illness you have. Wait, that's not right. It's dress for the job you want, not for the Capitol insurrection you're currently attending. No one is saying you can't overthrow the government. We're just saying look camera ready for your mugshot.
I'm looking for a job today. I'm at Starbucks. I never treat myself to Starbucks since the post office got rid of me. I barely treated myself to Starbucks when I was working there. I couldn't afford it. Trump is coming. I'm showing my titties.
Doesn't this sound sexual? Trump is coming. He's so close to coming. I'm showing off my tits.
Trump is coming. I'm showing my titties.
Oh, yeah, she's got 2 Trump stickers over her titties. I mean, she's wearing a shirt, thank Christ, but she's got 2 round Trump stickers covering her nips.
I have somebody across from me that's showing his too. I'll post his picture later. It's hilarious. You guys have got to see this. Anyway, wish me luck. I'm going to the post office for a job. They will never recognize my picture now. They can put me on the FBI wanted list.
Oh, that's why she's wearing the blackface. So no one at the post office recognizes her. How cryptic. Somehow I think they're going to crack the code.
Have a good day. I'm going to have me a Nakai refresher. Okay, if you want if you want what this stuff is, and if you've never had it, you've got to come down to Starbucks. I'm off of Mississippi and 225.
She's doing a little ad for Starbucks.
Okay, stay tuned. It's going to be candid camera, lights, camera, action.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be lights, camera, action. The lights of a cop car, the police body camera, and the action of her trying to flee. We got to move on. Otherwise, I'd spend another 5 minutes just on how she tried to pronounce acai.
I'm going to have me a Nakai refresher.
Look, I go to Starbucks every day, and I know it's sick. I know what they have. There's no such thing as a Nakai refresher. I had to look it up just to make sure. This is the only thing it could be, because the other refreshers are like dragon fruit, mango, pineapple, easy things to pronounce. Acai trips a lot of people up, but boy, did she mangle that one. There's no N, especially at the beginning of the word. But, you got to give her a little slack because she's absolutely insane, crazy, cuckoo bananas. Speaking of crazy, oh my God, Nick Fuentes has had quite a week. First, once again, if you recall, he reiterated that he was a big fan of Hitler. Second, he said if you have sex at all, you're gay. It's a very gay thing to have sex, even heterosexual sex. No one should be thinking about sex. Masturbation is gay. The only time you should be doing it is with your wife to procreate. And then it's still kind of gay, but in the end, you have something that proves that you weren't doing gay stuff. You have a baby. Honestly, babies are kind of gay. They're all like tiny and pink, like pastel, smooth with the little voice. It's just gay. Procreating is gay. I'll go one step further than Nick. If you have a child, you may be gay. Anyway, it's Friday now, and how is Nick going to top himself? And believe me, many people have already topped Nick, because he's the gayest of them all, going on dates with femboys or cat boys or whatever he did. Of course, he's going to vilify the idea of sex, because sex with women is gross. Ew. Anyway, so here is Nick Fuentes capping off an already banner week for him.
I think the age of consent should be lower. I don't even really believe in the concept.
How does Nick have any supporters left?
Hi, Galileo 2333.
Okay, well, aside from him. These extreme right-wing people think everyone is a child groomer. Biden, Obama, Hillary, everyone in Hollywood, all of the Jews except Ben Shapiro. But then you'll get a guy like Nick Fuentes who basically just says we should drop the age of consent. The age of consent should be lower. And everyone's just like, yeah, I can get behind that. And I guess it's just because it's Nick saying that, right? It's the guy on your team. People don't care what they say anymore. They just, blindly follow them because, it's your team and you want your team to win. Now, to be fair, Nick does express some more nuanced views on this topic.
I think the age of consent should be lower. I don't even really believe in the concept. You want to know why? Because marriage is consent. You want to know what's wrong with sex?
How scary vaginas are? That's something I could never get past.
Being married means you consent to sex all the time. There's no such thing as marital rape. Because when you marry a person, you have a marital obligation to give your spouse sex whenever they want it. It's literally Catholic doctrine.
And the Catholics get everything right. Look, I'm pretty sure this loophole doesn't exist. Haha, we're married, so you have to fuck me right now. It's the law. I've heard about plenty of couples who have had sexual issues, like one partner doesn't want to have sex, is never in the mood, Just pinning them down and forcing it inside of them isn't an option, or shouldn't be.
So, the only moral way to have sex is within marriage. The only way to get married is to consent to sex on demand, and both partners agree to that. That's their...
To be fair, now that I think about it, it is contained in those wedding vows. Do you take this woman to have and to hold against her will if necessary and penetrate her various holes of entry till come do you part? I do. And do you, Regina, take this man as your lawful rapist? I do. Of course I do. 1,000 times yes. Now that would make a great De Beers diamond ring ad.
A Christian doesn't have sex with anybody. A Christian has sex with their spouse within marriage. And nobody's getting married at a prepubescent age. People get married when they're at a reproductive age.
So 11, 12, 13, that range.
When they're adolescents. And so, that, I'm just redefining it.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Nick. You can go ahead and take a break now. Take a long weekend. You've been overexerting yourself, providing TV with too much content. I wish I could say that was it for the creepy groomer content. Unfortunately, I've got a Daniel Larson update for you. Now, Daniel is one of our newer U-tards, and just to refresh your memory, he's that guy that locked himself in a public restroom in Las Vegas. He tried to make a stall his home. He then went on a cross-country adventure and is living in New York City. I mean, he's homeless, but he's living in New York City. He's already been placed on a mental hold. He was eventually released there. Oh, he lied about his housing status to an animal shelter, adopted a dog, and then had the dog taken from him. He flipped out and threatened to blow up all sorts of places. Daniel also thinks he's an amazing singer and is under contract with a record company. That none of those things are true. He is obsessed with someone by the name of Grace Vanderwall. A quick Wikipedia search reveals that she is a singer-songwriter. She's known for her distinctive vocals and has often accompanied herself on the ukulele. I think that's all you really need to know about Grace Vanderwall. You know how I feel about the ukulele. Not a fan. She's only 19 years old now, but back when she was 12, she won the 11th season of America's Got Talent. I think that's how she got on Daniel's radar, and he's been creeping on her ever since. As a matter of fact, in this most recent video, Daniel is apologizing for some of his past behavior.
I sent unsolicited pictures of myself naked, nude, to Grace when she was a minor.
Again, I'd like to reiterate that Daniel Larson was let out of the mental hospital. They deemed him to be of sound mind. This delusional man who thinks he's a Grammy Award-winning artist, sending dick pics to minors. We've got a real mental health crisis in the United States.
And 2 other minors.
Yeah, this wasn't a one-time thing. Daniel went on a dick spamming spree.
I also jacked off in bathrooms and parks.
Well, there's no crime against that, right? You don't have to go airing all of your dirty laundry.
This message was told for me to make by the FBI.
The FBI told you to record your confession and post it to TikTok. Yeah, that checks out. Seems legit. The other thing you need to know about Daniel Larson, a lot of his viewers like to fuck with him. They pose as the FBI. They pose as Grace. That's what I'm hoping happened here. Like someone was pretending to be Grace, and that's who Daniel sent his cock to. Not the real underage Grace.
And I have to make this video if I am going to have further contact with the Vanderwall family and date.
So he's really only confessing to these things so he can continue to stalk Grace.
Also, I sexted minors.
Oh my God.
And Grace when she was
a minor
back in 2021.
Okay, so she was what? I guess 17 maybe then?
And I also sent Grace videos of me jacking off when she was underage.
Okay, well that's it then, right? No, of course not.
I took pictures of my butthole and sent that to Grace and other celebrities at the time.
Why would anyone want to see your butthole? Dick, I could almost understand. That's not unusual. Like sending someone a dick pic if they ask for it, if they're interested. Normally, I don't think girls ask for dick pics too often. It's a guy thing, a gay guy thing. I know for a fact butthole pics are a gay guy thing. No woman would even think to ask for a butthole pic from a dude.
I want you to bend over and take a shot of your hairy ass lips.
Even if a woman was like,
I'm a butt girl. I like a guy with a nice, juicy ass.
She likes the outer part of the ass, not the internals. All right, so Daniel here sending butthole pics to Grace. And we're not done yet? Sorry, I'm just trying to think of when it would be acceptable to send an asshole picture to a woman. Like, why would a straight guy even think to do that? And the only thing I could come up with is, if your asshole really is your best feature. If you got a mangled dick, if your face isn't that great, you don't have a good chest, good bod. The only thing you got going for you is your butthole. Like, it's nice and pink. It's got that starfish shape that is so desirable when it comes to buttholes. I guess I could see a guy saying, you know what, instead of a penis picture, can I just bend over and show you my shitter? It's a really good shitter. You're gonna like it, I promise. I feel like we're gonna get one more confession out of Daniel.
I also took a water bottle one time and stuck that up my asshole.
There it is. I do like the way he says asshole. Asshole.
Stuck that up my asshole.
Asshole.
But, besides that, I can't think of anything else.
Oh, that's it? Okay. Just those 23 weird, gross, and sometimes illegal things. That's all I did, I swear. Well, there you go. That is a Daniel Larson update. TikTok's rules are so weird to me. It's like you can't say sex or fuck or suicide. You have to say unalive. People will say corn, C-O-R-N, instead of porn. If they're like on OnlyFans and stuff. They won't even say OnlyFans, right? You can only say that only site. Yet apparently TikTok has no problem with videos of guys talking about how they shove bottles up their asshole, sent sphincter pics to underage girls. It's a wild place over there. All right. Speaking of TikTok, I've got one more clip today to share with you. And yes, it is from TikTok. Now, You know how I feel about pronouns. If you want me to call you a her, I'll call you a whatever. They just have to be real pronouns. That's where I'm currently drawing the line. There's no such thing as a pronoun that begins with the letter X. A while back, we played an introduction video from a TikToker where he or she, I can't remember what pronouns they preferred because they were insane, right? Went through all of their pronouns and various identifiers, and it took about a minute. I think we have a new winner here. I'd like to introduce you all to Cody.
I'm Cody. Pronouns em, ers, or zem, zers, or really any neo pronouns that aren't z, her, hers.
Did you get all that? Because we're just getting started, baby. Em, ers, zem, zers. I wonder how fast I could say that. Em, ers, zem, zers. Em, ers, zem, zers. Em, ers, zem, zers. Em, ers, I was doing pretty good. It's a tongue twister for the modern age. Kind of like, she sells seashells by the seashore, you know? Anyway, all right, so we got our pronouns out of the way. Now we know to call her Zerzi,
Zers, or really any neo pronouns that aren't z, her, hers. I am a white transmasculine femme non-binary, temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent of...
Wait, temporarily able-bodied? What do you have planned for yourself in the future, honey? Next week, I plan on sawing off my leg.
I've injected my knee with my feces, 120 cc's under my kneecap, just liquefy it and pump it in.
Yeah, I suppose you could go that route as well. She never really explains what she means by temporarily able-bodied, so I'm not gonna get hung up on it, I guess. Let's just continue.
Temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent, obsessive-compulsive, chronically ill, culturally Jewish, Unitarian Universalist, non-monogamous, demi-low romantic, gray demi-bisexual, survivor of acute and complex trauma, millennial, and cat parent in mental health recovery.
My fucking God! She's a cat person? Gross. I'm sorry. Zer's a cat person. Gross. Zer here could have just said everything. I'm everything. Every box is checked with me. It would take less time to list what they are not than all the things they are. Now, you may be saying, dear God, Tim, our species is lost. I will give you a glimmer of hope. At no point in this video did Cody state that they have multiple personalities. No DID system, which quite frankly is a breath of fresh air. We don't have to deal with alters. She doesn't have personalities that identify as paper or colors and shit. No bad British accent alters. No demons. I'd say that's progress. Keep it up, TikTok. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist to the fucked up news right now. All right, guys, if you enjoy Distorted View Daily, support this program by becoming a member of the Sideshow. Every week I do brand new exclusive programs just for paying members. Yesterday was a Sideshow exclusive podcast. And then earlier in the week on Tuesday, we did a Sideshow exclusive episode as well, which is the normal. Usually we do 2 Sideshow episodes a week. They're full length, 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And I don't skimp on the content, my friends. As a matter of fact, yesterday, holy shit. Very rarely do I enjoy something so much that I go through the trouble of isolating the audio and turning it into a clip or a sound drop that I will then use for years or, in some cases, decades to come on this very podcast over and over until we're all sick of it. Well, yesterday was one of those days. While playing audio of a woman getting arrested for ransacking her motel room, as she was being handcuffed, she uttered this phrase.
You know, Optimus Prime is my husband, nigga.
Which has got to be like in the top 5 greatest things ever uttered in a Distorted View audio clip, right? It was totally out of left field. I lost my shit when I heard that. Was not expecting it. Although she was kind of hitting on one of the other police officers before she turned to this guy, and I guess noticed that he looked like Optimus Prime.
Motherfuckers out. And look at him standing there like Transformers. Oh, Denise, the eye looking at. You know, Optimus Prime is my husband, nigga.
That is one lucky Autobot. If you want to hear that whole segment and much, much more, sign up for the Sideshow, superfreaksideshow.com. Memberships are very inexpensive, only $6.99 a month, even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. All major credit cards and PayPal accepted. If you want an even easier way to gain Sideshow access, if you happen to use Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can sign up right in those apps, just a few taps. Tap on the Distorted View podcast or search for Distorted View, and you'll see a button or link to sign up. If you're using Apple Podcast, you can even pay with Apple Pay. Nice! The Sideshow exclusive episodes will appear right alongside the free episodes on your feed. So again, very convenient. For more information, check out distortedview.com and superfreaksideshow.com. Another way to help support the show, we've got a Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview. You can pledge as little as $1 over there. Every little bit helps. If you pledge at least $5, you get access to a special voicemail line. You can call that, and I will play your voicemails first. Nice little perk there. Patreon.com/distortedview. Okay, 3 very quick stories now. First up, I don't hate vegans and vegetarians. I think it's a very noble thing. They don't want to hurt animals. I don't want to hurt animals, but, they just taste so good. I can't help it. My issue with the vegans are when they go to restaurants, interrupting people who are enjoying their meals to declare, meat is murder, displaying pictures of slaughtered cows and stuff. You're not going to change anyone's mind, especially because those people have already paid for their food. The animals are dead. You're too late saving them. They're just very annoying. So when I get stories like this, I have to smile as I read them, even though it involves death. Ironically, it has nothing to do with animals, though. Vegan influencer Xana Samsonova has allegedly died of starvation after subsisting exclusively on a diet of exotic fruits in Malaysia. I think there's like a vegan hierarchy, or to use a more cute term, food chain. You start off vegetarian and you get to sort of look down upon the meat eaters, but there are people who are looking down on vegetarians. Vegans, for a long time, they were the most high and mighty. They're like, of course I don't eat meat. That's a given. That's barbaric. But I also don't use any dairy products. That milk is for baby calves, not human consumption. Humans pull too hard on the teats. It's cruel. And then some vegans decided they wanted to lord over their fellow leaf and grain eaters. And so they said, you know what? I'm a fruitarian, or, whatever they call themselves. I only eat berries and fruits. Vegans are too cruel. They'll just cut down whole plants and stuff. That kills them. We will only harvest what these trees and plants produce. And, now they're at the top of the asshole food chain, except they don't last very long. They die of starvation. She, apparently, Xana, whatever her name is, Samsonova, she was only 39 years old. The Russian national who frequently promoted raw foods on social media, where she was known to her millions of viewers on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram as Xana Dihart. She died on July 21st after finally seeking medical treatment during a tour in Southeast Asia. How long did she wait? This is why Steve Jobs died. He got cancer, and for the longest fucking time, he was like, I'm going to cure it myself by eating berries. And then he waited too long, and when he finally turned to modern medicine, it was too late, and he died. And that's exactly what happened here. A few months ago in Sri Lanka, she already looked exhausted with swollen legs oozing lymph. One identified friend said, I don't even know what that means. What does that look like? Oozing lymph. They sent her home to seek treatment. However, she ran away again.
I must search out goji berries. They will cure what ails me.
When I saw her in Fuck It, I'm going to say that's how you pronounce that name, I was horrified. Her friend added, I lived one floor above her, and every day I feared finding her lifeless body in the morning. I convinced her to seek treatment, but she didn't make it. Take a look at the chapter artwork. This is her, before she got sick, and she looks sickly. She's got those, anorexia arms. Samsonova's mother also attributed her daughter's passing to a cholera-like infection. However, her official cause of death has not been declared. A proponent of uncooked herbivorous fare, Samsonova claims she ate a completely raw vegan diet for the last 4 years. So, it was a slow death. She would consume just fruits, sunflower seed sprouts, fruit smoothies, and juices. I do love me a fruit smoothie. I could probably live off of that for, I don't know, like a month or so. I mean, as long as I could get unlimited fruit smoothies. Oh, I would like to take a break from chewing. That's the problem with being fat and eating all the time. Oh my God. It's just constant chewing. They say fat people don't get workouts. My God, my mouth is always moving. That's got to account for some, burning of calories, right? Someone do the math on that. Meanwhile, a friend claimed that for the last 7 years, Samsonova had only eaten the giant sweet jackfruit and durian, a spiky mace-like fruit known for its custardy meat and its noxious odor. I bet this woman stunk. Like, her body chemistry is all out of whack. She's only eating fruit, stinky fucking fruit. I bet you it was like sulfur coming out of her when she sweat. I see my body and mind transform every day, Samsonova had gushed while describing her restrictive eating regimen. I love my new me and never move on to the habits that I used to use. The food influencer said her raw food regimen was reportedly inspired by seeing her peers who looked a lot older than her in age, which she attributed to their junk food diet. While a raw foods diet can have multiple health benefits, including weight loss, improved heart health, and a lower risk of diabetes, there are downsides, like death, for instance. It can lead to deficiencies in calcium and vitamin D, suboptimal B12 levels, etc., etc. Samsonova's family is awaiting a medical report and a death certificate that will determine her official cause of death. So there you go. As they say, everything in moderation. If you eat a lot of veggies and sunflowers and raw foods, balance that out with a 6-pack of beer and a carton of cigarettes. May just save your life. All right, second story we have for you today. A man has been arrested after breaking and entering into women's homes and rubbing their feet while they sleep. Oh, so now that's a crime? Trump is right. Biden is turning this place into a police state. Can't do nothing around here no more. All right, so this guy was arrested for rubbing women's feet while they slept in a series of disturbing events that escalated in nature. I could see that. You break into a few women's homes, you rub their feet successfully, and you're like, well, if I can get away with that, maybe I could slide a carrot in their asshole. Only one way to find out. The incidents began last month on consecutive nights from July 1st to July 3rd. When the Douglas County Sheriff's Office in Nevada received reports of an adult male who entered 2 State Line Resort condominiums by opening unlocked screen doors of homes, then positioning himself at the foot of women's beds, where he would begin rubbing their feet while they slept. The most shocking thing about this is there's still places in America where you can just leave your doors unlocked. I mean, Nevada shouldn't be one of those places because, you see what happens. Foot freaks slink in the middle of the night, start rubbing your tootsies. Quote, each female awoke from their sleep as the subject was rubbing their feet. Once awake, the females confronted the male subject and he fled the scene. Officials from Douglas County Sheriff's Office launched an investigation into the disturbing encounters, and using forensic techniques, police were able to identify the suspect as 26-year-old Mark Anthony Gonzalez from Atwater, California. From there, investigators learned that Gonzalez was a known criminal in California. He did similar shit over there, including the theft of women's shoes, trespassing. It appeared to DCSO investigators that Gonzalez's crimes were escalating in nature. Yeah, in California, he was just stealing shoes and sniffing those things. Now he's going right to the source, rubbing feet. Gonzalez was arrested at his residence on Thursday. Quote, I'm extremely pleased that my investigators were able to identify, locate, and arrest this individual. That's according to County Sheriff Dan Coverly. These types of crimes are especially alarming to a community, and being able to make an arrest allows the victims in community to feel safe again. Gonzalez was booked into the Merced County Jail for 2 counts of burglary and 2 counts of battery. Gonzalez will now be held in the Merced County Jail on a fugitive warrant with a bail at $50,000 until he's extradited back to Douglas County, Nevada to face charges. It's a bad day for sex perps. Remember that guy we featured a while back, Nicholas Rossi? He was a sex offender here in the United States and then fled overseas, where he's now acting like a completely different person. And he gave that really bizarre TV interview where he was like on an oxygen mask and he had a British accent and stuff.
We were once a normal family, but thanks to the media, our lives have been interrupted. and we'd like privacy, and I would like to go back to being a normal husband.
At one point, even though he says he's confined to a wheelchair, he tries to stand up just to show everyone that he can't, I guess.
But I can't, because I can't breathe. I can't walk. People say that's an act. Let me try to stand up. Let me try to stand up. Exactly.
He tries to stand up and then acts like he's falling over. I'm convinced. Honestly, though, the best part of the interview is yet to come.
What do you say to someone who believes that you are Nicholas Alaverdian?
I am not, Andrea. I am not Nicholas Alaverdian. I do not know how to make this clear.
He does a bad job pretending he's someone who needs oxygen. Even though he's doing the he's still talking a lot. He's not acting particularly winded. He's not convincing me. A Scottish court has ruled Nicholas Rossi, a former Dayton resident registered as a sex offender, can be extradited to the U.S. to face multiple rape charges in Utah. Rossi, age 36, is accused of faking his own death and fleeing overseas after authorities said he allegedly raped multiple women and was identified as a suspect in a fraud case when he lived in the Dayton area. The Daily Mail and other UK news agencies say that an Edinburgh Sheriff Court ruled on Wednesday there was no impediment to extraditing Rossi. The news organization said Scottish ministers will review the ruling to determine whether to issue an extradition order. Rossi, in interviews and in Scottish courts, has claimed to be an Irish orphan named Arthur Knight, who has never been to America. It's all a big mix-up. Multiple women who used to live in the Dayton area who accused Rossi of sexual misconduct years ago said they're certain that Knight is Rossi. A Scottish court, actually courts, plural, Scottish courts also ruled that Knight is Rossi. Rossi was identified as the American fugitive after he was admitted to a hospital and nearly died from COVID back in 2021. Rossi was forced to register as a sex offender back in Ohio after he was convicted of sexual imposition and public indecency in Dayton Municipal Court about 15 years ago. He also engaged in unwanted sexual behavior with a then 19-year-old victim named Mary Grabinski in a staircase at Sinclair College. Just before that incident, another college student accused Rossi of groping her and pleasuring himself at his home in East Dayton. Rossi's often seen in public using a wheelchair and an oxygen mask, which some observers think it's just an attempt to gain sympathy. Meanwhile, Utah authorities are trying to extradite Rossi to stand trial in a pair of rape cases from 2008. He was also under investigation by law enforcement after financial accounts were opened in his foster parents' name without his knowledge. Prosecutors and others who have met him say he's very smart and manipulative, but he's made mistakes that may finally catch up with him. Mr. Rossi has used several aliases over the years, including Nicholas Alverdian, the name he was using when he faked his death in Rhode Island in 2020. The announcement of Mr. Rossi's arrest back in January of 2022 brought attention to news reports about the February 2020 death of Nicholas Alverdian, a Rhode Island child welfare reform advocate. Prosecutors in Utah and the Rhode Island State Police said Mr. Alverdian was not dead and that the name was one of many aliases used by Mr. Rossi. Wow, this man has lived a bunch of different lives, committed a bunch of different crimes under different names. It's like the talented Mr. Rapey. Here's hoping justice will be served soon. There you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Friday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. All right, my freaks, we are wrapping things up for the week. Just a reminder, there are many ways to contact the show at distortedview.com. That's my email address. I'm all over social media. You can find me. I'm at distortedview on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, blah, 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 blah. If you want to get in contact with me, you can find me, no problem. 206-666-4463. That is our standard voicemail line. But if you would like executive platinum gold status, that gives you access to our special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. You know what to do. Just to pledge $5 over there. That's all it takes. $5 to our Patreon account. It helps support the show. Patreon.com/distortedview. We do have some patrons checking in today.
Hey, Timmy Boo, you finally fucking did it. I was at a red light, and I was, fucking retching and, trying not to throw up while the car next to me was staring at me because of that disgusting fucking drinking tuna and like thinking about it erotically and like
Yeah, not even drinking the tuna. He would sniff tuna. My Strange Addiction is back in a big, big way over there on TLC. They're doing it up right.
all the noises. You fucking got me. That was the first time I ever like fucking hurled or tried not to listening to your show.
Snorting tuna juice is what finally did it for you.
Also, like 5 minutes ago, I drove by this like crazy dude at another red light, and he was screaming about like control your wicked hearts, and he had this big crazy sign. I took a picture of it, and I gave him a thumbs up because he was like staring right the fuck at me.
Yeah.
But that was the last 10 minutes of my day. Thanks.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of crazy people on the road. And the new thing is just like covering your car with words. Nonsense, right? I've seen some of that in person. And then, of course, there's that guy, Bob, who says, God enters my body through my body like a body just like me or whatever, and he's always like naked, gyrating, talking about how Jesus is making his penis sizzle. He drives around in a minivan that is completely covered in like nonsense, mostly stuff about God entering his body. But yeah, that's a thing people are doing now.
Jimmy Boo, it's Twink Toilet.
Hello, Twink.
That black chick saying that Optimus Prime was her husband better be in your new rotation of clips.
Oh, yeah, it is, right? It's so good.
That shit was gold. I know it was on the sideshow, but you need to add that in.
Yeah.
In the free side.
It's so good. The free side freaks here need to know about it.
People need to hear it because that shit is amazing. Also, that story you were telling him about Taco Bell. You and Lord Douche do not need to be driving 30 minutes to Taco Bell.
Okay, well, first of all, it was 20 minutes. And, to get to anywhere in Cincinnati, it's basically a 20-minute drive. But, yes, I agree with you. We should not be driving 20 minutes to fast food.
It's not.
Especially because Taco Bells are just everywhere.
Like, if you need it that bad, at least DoorDash it, which is already expensive. But you're paying the thing, so you're just wasting all that gas.
Oh, well, yeah. Lord Douche has a hybrid.
In Columbus, there's like 500 million of them everywhere.
Well, I'm not in Columbus. I'm in Cincinnati.
You're in Cincinnati. I know there's a bunch.
Shithole.
Stop driving 30 minutes for subpar garbage.
Yeah. I had some real good Mexican tacos today from a taco truck. As a matter of fact, I went back to that place that broke my tooth. I did not get the corn on the cob. But there's like a Mexican truck out there, and they were serving up tacos. Oh my God, so good!
So I want to chime in. This is Rising Fighter.
Hello.
Fuck you with the ketchup and chicken nuggets.
Yeah, ketchup and chicken nuggets. I don't get that, but okay. I'm not going to ick anyone's yum.
That is fucking disgusting. So what I used to do when I was working, 3 a.m. to 3 to 11 a.m. shift is that I go straight to Burger King and get myself 10-piece nuggets for $1. Then I go straight to Wendy's right down the street to get chili, and I dunk the chicken nuggets at chili. Fucking Buddha champions for under $4. Fucking inflation ruined that.
I don't like Wendy's chili. I think it's gross, but I get where you're going with this. Dunking the chicken nuggets in the chili. It's just like a sauce, a chunky sauce, like your sweet and sours or your, barbecue or whatever. Gotta say, I think I would go with the chicken nuggets and chili before I went with chicken nuggets and ketchup. To me, chicken nuggets and ketchup just seems something like, a 4-year-old would eat. Dunk the chicken nugget in the ketchup. Now, this is coming from someone who eats his macaroni and cheese with ketchup, so I have very little room to talk, but I'm just telling you how I think. A lot of people have interesting condiment or dipping sauce ideas, and I'm here for it. Keep them coming. All right, that is all the time we have on this edition of the show. Want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-66. Oh, God, it's an oh, God.
Optimus Prime is my husband, nigga.
Or spread the distortion. STD, tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or like wherever you can rate and review podcasts. Guys, thank you so much for a great week of programs. I'll be back on Monday to do it all over again. Until then, bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a great Friday, you motherfucker.
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scribe Media Group. Learn more at scribe.net.